Sam Altman was fired on a Friday. By Monday, he had his company back. Welcome to the Founder Files, Beyond the Brand. In the entire history of Silicon Valley, no single weekend had moved faster or revealed more about how power actually works inside the world's most important companies. A secret board vote, a near-total staff revolt, a billionaire on speed dial, and a throne reclaimed in under 100 hours. This is not a story about artificial intelligence. This is a story about human ambition, betrayal, and the question that haunts every empire. Who actually owns the mission? To understand the war, you have to go back to the beginning. December 2015. A group of well-connected minds in technology gathered with one almost naive-sounding goal: build artificial general intelligence and make sure it does not destroy humanity in the process. Sam Altman, then president of Y Combinator; Elon Musk, already a household name; Greg Brockman, Ilya Sutskever, and others. They launched a nonprofit called OpenAI, backed by a pledge worth $1 billion, and declared that the most powerful technology ever conceived would belong to everyone. It was idealistic, it was ambitious, and depending on who you ask, it was already doomed by its own contradictions from day one. The founding mission was elegant on paper: a non-profit research lab open to the world, accountable to humanity, not to shareholders. But building frontier artificial intelligence is extraordinarily expensive. Thousands of specialized chips running around the clock, researchers commanding seven-figure salaries, infrastructure costs that would make most companies flinch. By 2018, Elon Musk was out. He cited conflicts of interest with Tesla's own AI work, though accounts from people close to the organization suggest deeper friction over control and direction. When the most famous face of your founding coalition walks out 3 years in, it does not just create a public relations problem. It plants a seed of resentment that, as we will see, grows into something far more dangerous. With Musk gone, OpenAI needed a new financial lifeline. In 2019, Microsoft wrote a check for $1 billion. It was not charity. It was a calculated bet on the future of computing. Over the following years, Microsoft would pour a reported $13 billion total into OpenAI, embedding its technology into Office, Azure, Bing, and virtually every corner of its product ecosystem. Here is the irony. A nonprofit built specifically to prevent AI from being controlled by any single powerful entity had become structurally dependent on the single most powerful corporation in enterprise software. The mission said, no one entity should own AI. The balance sheet said something else entirely. Then came the moment that changed everything. November 30th, 2022. OpenAI released ChatGPT. Within 2 months, it had reached 100 million users. At the time, that was the fastest consumer application adoption in recorded history, confirmed by a UBS analysis from February 2023. Nothing, not Facebook, not Instagram, not TikTok, had ever grown that fast. Suddenly, OpenAI was not just a research lab, it was a cultural phenomenon. Every boardroom wanted to know what it meant for their business. Every government wanted to know what it meant for their country. Sam Altman became one of the most recognized names in technology overnight. But with that visibility came unrelenting pressure to scale, to monetize, and to win. Here is where the story fractures. The faster OpenAI grew, the harder it became to hold two opposite ideas together: that you were a non-profit dedicated to safe AI for all of humanity, and that you were also a multi-billion-dollar commercial enterprise backed by one of the world's largest corporations. Board tensions were reaching a breaking point. Ilya Sutskever, the chief scientist widely credited as one of the principal architects of ChatGPT, had deep concerns, not about the business model, about safety, about whether the pace of development had outrun the organization's ability to control what it was building. By late November 2023, those tensions had reached a point of no return. On a Friday evening, the board called a video meeting with Sam Altman. It lasted approximately 20 minutes. When it ended, Altman had been fired. What happened next was unlike anything Silicon Valley had ever witnessed. The board released a statement saying Altman had not been consistently candid in his communications. No specifics, no examples, nothing. The tech world erupted. Within hours, investors were calling. Within a day, employees were organizing. Nearly 800 of OpenAI's approximately 900 employees signed an open letter stating they would follow Altman to Microsoft if the board did not reverse course. Microsoft's Satya Nadella had already made the call, offering Altman a senior role leading a new AI research division. For a brief window, the entire brain trust of the most important AI company on Earth was about to walk out. Then, on the fifth day, Altman walked back in. Not as a concession, as a condition. The board that fired him was effectively dissolved. He was CEO again. The coup had failed. The aftermath revealed more than the coup itself. Ilya Sutskever, the man who had voted to fire Altman, publicly reversed himself during the chaos, signing the employee letter demanding reinstatement. By May 2024, he was gone from OpenAI entirely, launching a new company called Safe Superintelligence Inc., dedicated, in his words, to building safe AI as its singular and unclouded focus. The subtext was unmistakable. The man who did more than almost anyone to build what OpenAI had become no longer believed OpenAI was what it was supposed to be. Around the same time, Elon Musk filed a lawsuit against OpenAI and Sam Altman in February 2024, alleging breach of the founding mission and breach of contract. His argument: he had backed a nonprofit built to benefit humanity and watched it transform into a commercial product that became exactly what it was built to prevent. The legal and structural pressure did not stop there. In late 2024, OpenAI announced plans to restructure from a nonprofit into a for-profit public benefit corporation. The move triggered regulatory scrutiny in both California and Delaware, with attorney general offices examining whether the conversion was legally permissible, given that the original entity was chartered as a charitable organization. The core question: can you take assets donated to benefit humanity and convert them into equity that benefits shareholders? OpenAI argued the conversion was necessary to stay competitive. Critics called it mission laundering. Meanwhile, despite commanding a valuation of approximately $157 billion following an October 2024 funding round, OpenAI had still not turned a profit. It was spending billions annually on compute alone. Valued like a monopoly, running like a startup. And OpenAI was fighting on every front simultaneously. Anthropic, founded in 2021 by Dario Amodei, Daniela Amodei, and a group of OpenAI alumni, had raised over $7 billion from Google and Amazon by 2024. These were not outsiders. These were the people who had built the thing they were now competing against. Google DeepMind was advancing rapidly. Meta AI was pouring billions into open-source large language models, and Elon Musk had launched xAI with a product called Grok, positioning it as a direct alternative while his lawsuit wound through the courts. The company that once had the field almost entirely to itself was now surrounded, scrutinized, and contested from every direction. The moat it had seemed to build overnight was being dug around by people who used to cash its paychecks. So where does that leave us? OpenAI sits at the center of the most consequential technological transition since the internet. Its products are used by hundreds of millions of people. Its decisions influence how governments write legislation, how hospitals approach diagnostics, how students learn, and how companies build. And yet, the organization remains one of the most structurally contested entities in modern business. It began as a promise that the most powerful technology humanity had ever created would be developed openly, carefully, for everyone. What it became is a private company with a valuation that some deal discussions have suggested could climb toward $300 billion. Though those figures remain unconfirmed, the promise and the price tag are not easy to hold in the same hand. Sam Altman is still standing. He has survived a secret coup, a board implosion, a competitor exodus, a lawsuit from one of the most powerful men on Earth, and the structural reinvention of his own organization. Whether that makes him the right person to steer the development of artificial general intelligence is a question that reasonable people disagree on loudly. What is undeniable is that the story of OpenAI is not finished. The for-profit conversion is still working through regulators. The Musk lawsuit is still in motion. The competitive race is still accelerating. And the deeper question, the one the founders tried to answer in December 2015 and never quite resolved, remains open. Who should own the most powerful technology in human history? And what happens when the answer turns out to be whoever has the most money? This is the Founder Files. And if this episode told you anything, it is that the most important business stories are never really about the products. They are about the people, the promises, and the moments when those two things collide. If you made it this far, subscribe. Drop a comment below. Do you think Sam Altman is the right person to build artificial general intelligence? Or has OpenAI already lost the plot? We read every single comment. Next week, we are going inside another empire built on a contradiction. You do not want to miss it. See you next week on the Founder Files.